My name is David Crow, and I'm one of the pastors here at Grace Bible Church in Fairburn, and also on the web at gracebible.faith. That's gracebible.faith. And here at Grace Bible Church, we're working our way through the book of James. This last Sunday, we began the sixth major section of the book of James, which spans from chapter 3, verses 1 through 12, a section that I titled The Bridled Tongue, as it includes the book's most concentrated attention on the matter of speech, and does this with a particular emphasis on the tongue, which has a disproportionate impact on the whole body, and therefore must be bridled. This first week in the passage, I laid a foundation for the whole of the section and began working through verses 1 and 2, which state, "Do not many of you become teachers, my brothers, knowing that we will receive a stricter judgment, for we all stumble in many ways. If anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able to bridle the entire body as well." Now, I'm persuaded that these verses really capture the heart of what James goes on to develop in the whole of this section as they introduce the following things: the nature of speech's authority, and with this, its associated accountability; the common reality of our stumbling, and specifically our stumbling in the area of speech; the perfect man, or as we'll look at, the mature man, and the reach of impact that discipline in speech has on the whole of one's life and actions. Now, we developed the matter of authority and accountability by working through James's opening command, which calls upon a limiting of those who take on the role and responsibilities of teaching in the church. We developed the matter of stumbling by addressing the nature of its identity. It's a misstep or a deficiency or an inadvertent failure, not a pattern of indifference or rebellion. None of us are proud of our stumbling and work hard to see that we stumble as infrequently as possible, but it is a challenging reality, especially as it pertains to speech. Now, we developed the matter of the perfect man by reminding everyone that the scope of how James is using perfect is with a view to one being made mature and complete, a matter that we established at the beginning of this letter when speaking about trials and perseverance, as you may recall from James chapter 1, when he states, "Consider it all joy, my brothers, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith brings about perseverance. And let perseverance have its perfect work, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." James 1, 2-4. We also look through the observation that the only other time that we see the coupling of the terms of perfect and man is in Ephesians, where Paul writes, "And he himself gave some as apostles, some as prophets, and some as evangelists, and some as pastors and teachers, for the equipping of the saints, for the work of service, to the building up of the body of Christ, until we attain to the unity of the faith and of the full knowledge of the Son of God, to a mature or perfect man, to the measure of the stature which belongs to the fullness of Christ." Ephesians 4, 11-13. And with this, we see that the Lord has gifted and equipped His church with the expected aim that we be made mature, or as James states, that we be made perfect. And finally, we address the reach of impact that discipline in speech has on the whole of one's life and actions by directing everyone's attention to what will soon be covered in the subsequent verses. Now, James will make the argument that the mastery of the tongue is so challenging and complex that it is naturally accompanied by the mastery of the whole of one's life. Now, Lord willing, we'll work through the remainder of this passage this coming Sunday, verses 3-12. And for access to this full message, you can go to our website at gracebible.faith. That's gracebible.faith. And here you can access all of our messages in James, as well as other studies, both in video and audio formats, which are available on YouTube and Spotify, both of which are linked through our website. And we hope that our study together in James has been and will continue to be a blessing to you as we all pursue his aim of being made perfect, complete, and lacking in nothing as we walk in the wisdom from above. Grace and peace to you all.